The Celestials, original entities within the Force, governed its depths and manifested as the Father, the Daughter, and the Son, embodiments of its light and dark facets. Amid their cosmic influence, they orchestrated the creation of Centerpoint Station, a colossal artifact designed by the Daughter and Son, serving as a nexus of power. Alongside it, they conceived the Maw, a cluster of black holes wielded by the Killiks under their guidance, forming a formidable prison to contain the chaotic entity Abeloth. As the architects of these monumental constructs, the Celestials sought to maintain balance in the galaxy, their legacy enduring through the ages despite their eventual disappearance. Originating from the outer rim world of Dathomir, the KWA were bipedal, 3 meters tall, cobalt blue-skinned saurians with telepathic abilities, and also had the ability to run at incredible speeds. They pioneered the Infinity Gates, facilitating instantaneous travel among diverse interstellar destinations. Yet these gates doubled as formidable superweapons dubbed the Infinity Wave, inspired by celestial principles and housed within imposing pyramidal structures known as the Star Temples. This technological feat empowered them to expand their influence, forming the KWA Holdings, a regional empire that rose to galactic prominence hundreds of thousands of years preceding the Galactic Republic. By 100,000 BBY, they coexisted alongside various races like the Celestials, Gree, Sharu, Kolumi, Killiks, Taung, and humans. However, ownership of the potent Infinity Wave triggered territorial conflicts with the Gree Empire, leading the KWA, alongside the Gree and Killiks, to serve the Celestials during these disputes, contributing to monumental technological endeavors of the era. In the ancient annals of the galaxy, a conflict of titanic proportions erupted before the dawn of recorded time. Long before the reckoning of 36,453, the Rakata, once pupils of the KWA and wielders of the Force, turned their wrath upon their benevolent mentors. Denied the coveted Infinity Gate technology, the Rakata unleashed the dark side, forging an empire fueled by conquest and subjugation. With the KWA's own teachings twisted against them, the Rakata's onslaught was relentless as they sought dominion over Force-rich worlds. But the KWA, defenders of light and guardians of ancient knowledge, stood firm upon the soil of Lehon, their homeworld. In a clash of wills and powers, they held the line, sacrificing many to destroy the Infinity Gate upon Lehon. Though the battle was won, the war endured, as the KWA, battered yet unbroken, disabled gates across the galaxy before retreating to the sanctuary of Dathomir. Amidst the smoke and echoes of their shattered alliance, a few KWA, like Anang, remained scattered across distant worlds like Tython, bearing witness to the legacy of a once-united people torn asunder by the ravages of war. The Rakata, also known as the Builders, emerged as an aged humanoid species with unique amphibious characteristics. They exhibited significant technological prowess and stood as one of the initial space-traveling civilizations to arise in galactic history, pioneering early hyperdrive advancements. Prolonged exposure to the dark side of the Force corroded their society, transforming them into a merciless warrior culture. Utilizing their formidable Force-infused technologies, the Rakata subjugated and enslaved every species they encountered across their known galaxy. During the zenith of their infinite empire, their rule was marked by cruelty, brutality, and haughtiness. They were infamous for depleting entire planets of resources, reshaping worlds to suit their shifting desires, exterminating entire slave populations, and indulging in the consumption and desecration of both enemies and their own kind. The Rakatan revolt originated in the early days of the Rakata species civilization on the planet Lehon, situated in the tempered wastes of the unknown regions. Long before 36,000 BBY, the Kwa, a force-sensitive reptilian species from Dathomir, empowered the Rakata civilization, educating them in the Force's power and providing advanced technology. During this era, the Rakata became the subjects of the Celestials, the dominant galactic power, and the beneficiaries of the Kwa. After the conflict with the Kwa, the Rakata swiftly developed the first hyperdrive, discovering they could harness the energy of force-sensitive slaves in conquered populations to power their warships. Thus, the infinite empire emerged, expanding with each conquest, discovering new force-rich planets to consume. Speculation swirls around the Celestials' construction of the Western Barrier with the aid of the Gree, the Kwa, and the Kilix, purportedly to quell the burgeoning Rakata revolt. However, the Rakata's infinite empire surged forth, dominating much of the eastern galaxy around 35,000 BBY. They staged a significant uprising, seizing Kashyyyk and employing a terraforming computer to manipulate its Roshir trees. Ancient records from the Gree Enclave portray the Celestials as the ancient masters, whose efforts were thwarted by the Rakata's unleashed curses, known as soul hunters, branding them as faceless mouths and eaters of worlds. The Gree, a cephalopod race with 6 tentacles, sported grey skin, sad eyes and tall foreheads, housing immense brain sacs. They utilized fleshy folds for communication, adapting to Type 2 atmospheres by wearing spongy devices. Each tentacle had a specific function: fine manipulation, heavy gripping, and ambulation, aiding their movement as shuffling masses of flesh. Originating from their homeworld Gree, they ventured into the stars with advanced technology, flourishing in ancient times known as the most ancient and forgotten days. Despite their advanced civilization, they traded cautiously and refrained from sharing technology unless deemed appropriate. Their history intertwined with other ancient races like the Celestials and Kwa, also facing conflict with the Rakata's infinite empire. Kilix, a genetically diverse population of intelligent insects, varied greatly in size and function, but shared a common genetic code, organizing themselves into hives known as nests. Communication among them was facilitated through pheromones, electromagnetic transmissions, and telepathy, enabling a complex society with specialized roles and some members exhibiting force sensitivity. Despite their rapid reproductive capabilities and chitinous exoskeletons, they were driven from their homeworld of Alderaan by unknown forces, eventually settling in the unknown regions. Millennia later, human colonists discovered only abandoned hive mounds on Alderaan, sparking curiosity and artistic inspiration, yet leaving behind a lost civilization with a largely inaccessible history. In the heart of the galaxy, amidst the tumult of the Rakatan conquest, the annexation of the Kwa holdings swiftly unfolded. The infinite empire, akin to an unyielding tempest, surged through space with ruthless precision, overpowering the resolute Kwa. Despite their bravery, the Kwa's resistance crumbled as planetary defenses succumbed. Frantic efforts to muster forces proved fruitless against the Rakata's inexorable advance. With each fleeting moment, the grasp of conquest tightened, leaving the once proud citadels of the Kwa in ruins and their ancient wisdom scattered. In the aftermath, the harsh reality emerged. The Kwa's holdings now lay annexed by the pitiless Rakatan conquerors from beyond the stars. In the annals of galactic history, the clash between the formidable Gree Empire and the Rakata's infinite empire is etched as a saga of cosmic proportions. Amidst the swirling nebulae and distant star systems, their conflict ignited a blaze that engulfed entire worlds. The Gree, masters of technology, stood resolute with their vast fleets and advanced weaponry, while the Rakata, wielding the dark power of the Force, unleashed devastation upon their adversaries. Yet, as the war raged on, the tide turned inexorably in favor of the Rakata, their mastery over the Force proving to be the ultimate weapon. With relentless assaults and cunning strategies, they shattered the once mighty Kree Empire, leaving only echoes of its former glory drifting in the void. In the depths of Alderaan's dense jungles, a cataclysmic clash ensues between the Rakata Infinite Empire and the formidable Killik Nest. The ancient trees bear witness to the ferocity of the conflict as Rakata warriors, wielding advanced technology and dark powers, engage the resilient Killik defenders. Despite their valiant efforts, the Killik Hive finds itself outmatched by the overwhelming might of the Rakata forces. As the battle reaches its climax, the Killik Queen, sensing the impending defeat, makes a heart-wrenching decision to protect her remaining kin. With heavy hearts, the surviving Killiks retreated deep into the unknown regions, abandoning their once peaceful planet to the savage Infinite Empire. By 30,000 BBY, the Infinite Empire had peaked, connecting over 500 Force-rich worlds across the galaxy. During the annexation of the KWA holdings, the Rakata brutally subjugated Dathomir, the KWA's homeworld, in revenge for the KWA's destruction of their Infinity Gates. This led to the eventual devolution of the KWA into the simple-minded Kree lizards. According to Night Sister's beliefs, the use of the KWA Infinity Gates created unnatural voids and wounds on Dathomir, prompting the spirits to summon the Infinite Empire to the planet, resulting in the transformation of the KWA into animals. Fascinated by Dathomir's enormous rancors, the Infinite Empire transported some of them back to Lahon as curiosities. Additionally, they introduced a rancor to Gamorre, where it became a mythological creature in the culture of the native Gamorreans. Within Rakatan history, the tale of conquest on Belsavis echoed as a testament to their might and mastery of the cosmos. Once a thriving world, it succumbed to the will of the Infinite Empire, transformed into a bastion of control and domination. The stasis technology, a hallmark of Rakatan ingenuity, encased the most formidable foes, ensuring their subjugation and preventing upheaval across the galaxy. Among these captives stood the World Razor, a colossal entity whose insatiable hunger threatened to consume entire civilizations. Legend spoke of its rampage across the stars, leaving naught but desolation in its wake. The tomb, revered as a pinnacle of Rakatan engineering, served as a testament to their triumph over chaos, a reminder of their dominion over the forces that sought to challenge their rule. Discovering the Sith species on Korriban marked a pivotal moment for the Rakata civilization. Entranced by the power and darkness emanating from this place and its people, the Rakata forged an alliance with them, imparting knowledge on how to harness the dark holocrons found on their planet. However, King Ardas harbored distrust towards the Rakatans on Korriban and was determined to drive them off-world. A bloody battle ensued, and in the aftermath, the Rakata were humbled by defeat. It was in this moment of introspection that they devised plans for the Starforge, a relic of unimaginable power. Seeing it as the key to their resurgence, they embarked on its construction, fueled by the desire to reclaim their lost dominion and establish themselves as masters of the galaxy once more. The Starforge, a colossal space-based factory, was crafted by the Rakatan Infinite Empire around 30,000 BBY, preceding the Galactic Republic by 5 millennia. Utilizing the Force and drawing energy from a nearby star, this Rakatan creation had the capability to churn out an inexhaustible arsenal of warships, droids, and weaponry. Built with the labor of slaves from numerous conquered worlds, including Belsavis, Corellia, Coruscant, Dantooine, Dral, Duro, Kashyyyk, Manan, Selonia, Slahyrun, Malastare, and Tatooine. It was a technological marvel, but also a grim monument to the cruelty of its Rakatan creators. The Starforge's power source, intertwined with the dark side of the Force, mirrored the Rakatan's savage nature, transforming it into a formidable instrument of dark side energy. The Heshka boasted a gray complexion, humanoid form, and equine characteristics such as muzzles and digitigrade legs, complemented by small black eyes. Their society mirrored a hive structure, with individuals harboring unique thoughts and ambitions, but bred for specific roles within a caste system. This hierarchy encompassed Force-sensitive savants, skilled warriors, and patriarchal leaders. Eshka earned their names through actions, with cunning individuals dubbed Razor Mind or Water Thinker, while adept warriors might be known as Swift Blade or Deadly Cutter, reflecting their zeal for both victory and personal identity forging. Despite appearing savage and bent on destroying other races, this aggression stemmed from their tightly knit society rather than inherent malice, with violence reserved mainly for outsiders, while internal conflicts were rare. In the swirling chaos of galactic conflict, the Infinite Empire and the relentless Eshka clashed with unyielding ferocity. Planets trembled as the Eshka's rage spread like wildfire, leaving devastation in their wake. The Rakata, masters of dominion, could not abide such defiance. Their response was swift and decisive, unleashing the full might of their advanced technology upon the marauding hordes. Countless battles raged across the stars, each one a testament to the unforgiving nature of war. The Eshka fought with primal fury, refusing to yield even as their numbers dwindled. Yet, in the end, it was the Rakata who emerged victorious, their relentless assault driving the Eshka to the precipice of annihilation. Those few survivors who escaped the carnage found themselves imprisoned on the barren wastelands of Belsavis, their once proud empire reduced to ashes. The Force-driven technology of the Rakata catalyzed the rise and fall of the Infinite Empire, as the malevolent dark side influence of the Starforge corrupted its creators, sparking internal strife and slave revolts across the galaxy. A devastating plague also severed the Rakata's connection to the Force, weakening their grip on power and emboldening their oppressed subjects. In a united uprising, species like humans, Duros, Hergliks, Baragwins, Deveronians and Gossams overthrew their Rakatan overlords, bringing an end to their tyrannical reign and the collapse of their once mighty empire. From the ashes of oppression arose a new dawn of freedom, marking the beginning of a new chapter in galactic history.